and many contractors that have installed this, it's a time-saving piece of equipment. SEP4, SupplyWise podcast.
Welcome to SupplyWise, the what and why for residential, commercial, and industrial building supply. I'm your host, Andrew Stevens of Mountain Land Supply, and today we're joined by Eric Young, sales engineer for Intermountain Sales and Marketing. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing, Andrew?
Doing good. You're here today. You've got some cool stuff to show off. So I'm going to tell you up front, if you're just listening, check out youtube.com/Mountain Land Supply. We've got a cool video that we've got up there.
Yeah.
You're going to want to see some of this stuff. It's pretty neat. He's shown me before I got started some pretty cool stuff to look at. So definitely go and check that out. Listen to this podcast first.
Yes.
Finish listening, and then go to YouTube and check it out.
Yes.
But you're here to talk about the Caleffi SEP4. Which is for radiant heating and snow melt applications.
That's correct.
All right, so walk us through what you got here. You got a massive green pipe over here.
Yeah,
So
it kind of looks like a little baby here as I hold it in my hands. If many of you on the YouTube are taking a look at this, and those that are listening, if you want to take a look at this product, it's the Caleffi SEP4 product for hydronic applications and snow melt applications. And guys, this is an awesome piece of equipment. As a contractor myself, and many contractors that have installed this, it's a time-saving piece of equipment. SEP4, that name fits this piece of product perfectly. It's a 4-in-1 piece of equipment. So what I see in the industry, Andrew, is some of the guys aren't doing the closely spaced tees, are doing hydraulic separation in the correct form. And so what happens is you get pump conflict. So your boiler pump and your system pumps conflict one another because you got different GPMs fighting against each other. So if you can utilize a piece of equipment that's pre-engineered and designed to help avoid that kind of issue, use it, and that's what this Caleffi SEP4 is designed to do, and also time savings as well. So in time savings, let me just paint a picture for you, Andrew. So this product, if you want to take a look at it online at caleffi.com, North America, it's called the SEP4 series. What's built inside this product, or some of the features with this product, is that it has, first off, an automatic air vent built into it. So it's designed to help purge the system as you're injecting the fluids in, the glycol into the system. You're going to have micro bubbles that are in there that are introduced, and those attack ferrous metals or metals in the system. So you want to bleed those out as much as possible. This SEP4 series has that built in. It's an automatic air vent. It'll go up and down depending upon if there's air in the system. It'll plunge up and then it release the air out the top and then go back down. The next feature that you have here is the strainer that's located on the top. And again, what that's designed to do, as the hot water starts to pass, and as hot water or water expands, so does the oxygen in the air bubbles. And so what happens is, as it hits this mesh located up here on the top, it's going to grab hold of those micro bubbles, and over time they're going to accumulate and get bigger. And once they get bigger, it's going to slide up to the air vent and coalesce. That water is going to coalesce and push it all the way to the very top and to that automatic air vent and bleed it out. So right now you have air separation already built inside of it. That's something you don't need to pipe in. It's already built into this product. You have dirt separation located down at the bottom, so that's another piece of equipment you don't need to install. It's built into this product itself. So located down at the bottom, another piece of mesh, plastic polymer piece located here. That's going to grab hold of the dirt and drop it to the bottom. So before it goes back into the boiler, as it's coming back from the system, it's going to hit that mesh, and then it's going to drop that goop and that flux, or if whatever's in the system, to the bottom.
Let's hold it up a little bit higher there.
Okay.
Just to make sure that we've got the camera there. Make sure. So this is the second part of the mesh you're talking about here.
Yep, that's correct. Located here, and I love this cutout. This is awesome, so our viewers can see it. And then down below we have a magnet. Now this little collar goes around. It's a neodymium magnet, very strong magnet. and it goes around to the bottom here. And what it's designed to do is, whether it's a retrofit application, and this is great for retrofits, because you got a lot of goop in the system, metals in the system that have been introduced over time, or products have corroded. As it passes through, as the metals pass through, this neodymium magnet is going to grab hold of those metals and draw it down. So it's not going back into the boiler and gooping up into the boiler or into your pumps and causing a problem. But it's going to grab hold down here, and when your service contractor or your plumber comes to do servicing on the system and clean it out, they just pull that magnet off, and any of the goop on the inside is going to drop to the bottom. And located down at the very bottom is a purge valve. Open that up, purge out the goop, close it back up, and you're ready to go. On the bigger models, but when you get into the bigger models, you're going to have a magnet located like this that's going to protrude up inside of the unit. And it's going to go up inside and get in the path of the flow. And so when, again, the metals pass by, it's going to grab hold of it. You just pull this sleeve out, goop drops to the bottom, and you purge it out. It's really simple. And the last thing I wanted to touch up on here is the fact that, again, built inside of this, or it's pre-engineered for hydraulic separation. And that's a huge thing. I talked about pump conflict, and that's big. If you're not piping your separation, your closely spaced tees correctly, for many of you hydronic gurus out there, you're going to have pump issues and you're going to have problems throughout your system. This is pre-engineered and designed to avoid that. And we're pushing that with our engineers for commercial applications. You residential installers, utilize this product. For one, it's a fail-safe for you. It's pre-engineered. It's easy of installation. It's got the air vent, the mesh down here to get the dirt separation, magnetic separation, and hydraulic separation. You slap that in, and you're done. You don't have to add more components to the system, which is awesome.
Yeah, you're getting it in, you're getting it done right the first time.
Yes.
So that way, if it is like a residential thing or something like that, you don't have to keep going back to the same place because oh no, this part's busted. Oh, now this part's busted. It's all going to be this one part here. So that way, you can make sure you're getting it done right.
Absolutely. And then another thing it comes with too is you're going to notice it has this little jacket that goes around it. So we want to avoid as much heat being dissipated out as possible. We want to capture that heat and shoot that out to the hydronic system as much as we can. So it does come with a jacket that goes around it to insulate that and keep and hold in those BTUs and that heat and disperse it out to our system. Another thing, it does come with threaded connections, union connections, press connections like this one has, sweat connections. So whatever and how you install it, there's fittings for that. This size goes from 1 inch to 2 inch, and then on the smaller scale. On the bigger scale, when you get into some a little bit larger snowmelt systems, we can go all the way up to 14 inches, which no one's able to touch right now.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty big. And so commercial applications, we've been pushing it with our engineers in the valley, and they're loving it. It's just a fail-safe. It protects from any mishaps, I guess you could say, from installer error.
Yeah, there you go. All right, awesome. Well, thanks for showing that off. So that's from Caleffi. So you can find that at Caleffi's site, or also with your Mountainland rep, mountainlandsupply.com as well. You can find this podcast again. Definitely recommend the YouTube portion of it for today. YouTube.com/mountainlandsupply. You can also find this podcast at mountainlandsupply.com/SupplyWise. You can also find it wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Make sure you tune in each week to find out more about the products and services that make you supply wise.